The time is 8:38, July 10th, 2026. It's really hard to film if you can't film any of these fucking disgusting people in the city. So we're just going to film the ground, okay? But I am to report this, and this is the main headline. When the cops were in the parking lot here, all through here, and they were circling the block, but we can't film people here. We can't film people here. Anyways, the block, okay? There was at least 3 identifiable SUV precinct cops. I didn't see sheriff. If there were sheriffs, look, sheriffs of Jefferson County. You know my mom's name. Bonnie Walters. You know it really well, and so do I. I am her daughter. County sheriffs. But back to this. So it's really, really loud here in the parking lot, okay? It's a meth den. I'm going to plug one ear and do this the best I can to my best abilities. The police, which I could tell, the ones that came and questioned and did their police work, okay? It seemed legit. Were precinct, Port Townsend Police Department, who also, the one that I identified at Bonnie Walters' property, one that tried to change the point of questioning. I can't tell if it was him, but I'm not going to describe that police officer because I certainly don't have to. But they came in, okay? This is like a fruitcake place, you know what I mean? Looney Tune place. Okay, so it only exasperates it to the point of the rubber band snapping when you feed them fucking crystal meth and fentanyl. You're not supposed to do that. Did you know this, Port Townsend? Anyways, so one of the cuckoo fruitcakes came off the bus suffering some paranoia delusion that he was being followed by another fruitcake here. You look at either of them, it's fucking schizoville, okay? They're both into heavy drugs, and it only exasperates their diagnosis in the first place, all right? Okay, so they both come off the city bus, lovely bus, right? Yeah, no, I know all about that too. And they come down here into the parking lot and they break out in the fight, just a verbal altercation. And a staff member who I'm forbidden from speaking about anybody really here, okay? I'm like not allowed to talk about anybody here, but I'm supposed to report this. A staff member, cannot allude to who it was at all whatsoever, came out and exchanged dialogue with 2 cops that seemingly were doing actual police work from the precinct here, not the county sheriffs, Bonnie Walters. Not that, but the actual precinct here, PD. They come in, okay, and they, doing police work, which was justified, okay? So, because we had cuckoo fruitcakes freaking out in the parking lot coming from the bus. God knows what was happening on the bus, so on and so forth. So the police were definitely called in. No, they didn't call them here, and this is what I'm supposed to report, and this is the main headline, and I'm to put it into clear writing for the Port Townsend Police Department to read this again. Maybe they'll do some police work inside of here. All right, so there was cops circling. There was at least 3, like I said, SUVs, one in the parking lot, one going around, and then another going the other way. And then by the time the ones left the parking lot, left the property here, there was another one. I don't know if that was the same of the 3, but I could count 4 at that point, all within under 15 minutes. So I was gone for about 10 minutes. I went to that rowboat that I always go to, that I say they come running from all points of the park to stand by me when I'm in it. I went to that red rowboat on the shore, and then I walked back and I stood there right by that silver car in a matter of 12 minutes. And so, but I went back in like basically within 12 minutes flat, and guess who was in the bathroom with all her dope? I didn't see the dope, but that's what she does in there. The house drug dealer. And I can say this, she was in her bed sleeping for half an hour before the cops come. She was out for the night. The cops come to the property and she hears about the cops. She takes this huge bag that I've said that she has all these bags. You know what I'm talking about, right? This huge, one of her huge bags that she's storing stuff and things in. She races into the bathroom and she's in the bathroom with the bag, going through it all fast and all paranoid, all disheveled, undressed, unkept, just racing from her bed into the bathroom with her bag once the cops come to the parking lot. And then when I go in the bathroom, because I don't know if anyone had been in the bathroom for those 12 minutes, but I go in the bathroom, she grabs her bag and fucking runs out in less than 30 seconds. And she goes back into where she stays. And she's grabbing her bags and going through all her bags again and kept going in and out of where she stays. I can't talk about who she is. I can't talk about anymore. Okay, so it was just so fucking obvious. And so I'm like, you want to do some police work. Once again, you have mental health diagnoses here, and giving them crystal meth on a scheduled sale and distribution, and giving them fentanyl on a scheduled sale and distribution only exacerbates the issue of their mental health conditions. And isn't that illegal to sell crystal and fentanyl? Isn't that illegal? Isn't that pretty criminal? If you mind me being facetious, to be doing that in a state-funded fucking homeless shelter. So by the time I went back, when she was coming out of the bathroom with all her bags and running in and out of where she stays with all her bags, just moving her bags all over the place I can't describe where I saw it, but I saw it, I watched the whole thing for about 4 minutes. I was to immediately leave, and I'm reporting it now. But in that 4 minutes while I was there, every single fucking geeked out tweaker was just moving everywhere. It was like Grand Central. They were all hunched over. They were clenching their fists. They were grinding their jaws. You know how when people get way too tweaked out, way too freaked out on fentanyl, their faces get really contorted and twisted up faces, and they start going like this, like these weird... I don't have compulsive movements. Well, that was going off. Like there was like 100 tweakers in the hallway, and they're just moving and yelling, and they were all out here. And then when I start filming, they run. Good, go, run. But it's a fucking meth den. So the cops were here is typical of any corner or crack house or meth den. When the cops come, they all freak out. But the thing is, this is state funded, and we got somebody running in and out of the bathroom with their stash. So if anyone wants to do some police work, here's some more, what do you call this, information? I'm being facetious, but I told the Port Townsend Police Department I don't have any mercy anymore, because I'm sitting at the park with my blue coat doing nothing at all, and I get the Inquisition, and I don't appreciate that. Goodbye.